Nuke, next on the docket between Monte and Nine. Welcome back here to the ESL Challenger League Grand Finals for Season 44. One of these teams will be in the Pro League in just a few short maps. And we're all knotted up. We're all tied up. The scoreline basically 0-0 here, as this best of 5 just becomes a straightforward best of 3, Alan. Familiar territory.
It is true, but Monte needs to win one of their opponent's map picks to secure this series, and this is one of them. Warrior's going to open up the scoreboard. First kill for him, and look at this defense on ramp. 2 here, and Warrior's nearby. Oh, this could be a nightmare, but how are they losing these duels? The setup does absolutely nothing to mount a defense.
Missed opportunity there. War also chased and peppered down, but Krasnal with the dualies. Uh-oh, here's the setup that's going to capitalize. It's all on a Minio, and he knows he has players at every side of him. Waro is damaged up, so he's hoping maybe make him a bit more cool, calm, and collected. But Waro doesn't need any health to find the headshot. That's a swift defuse coming through in what looked to be a risky pistol round.
It looked awful for them after losing the first 2 in ramp. But, yeah, Warrior proving ever too strong. The first kill to Hades did a lot to alleviate the pressure and the presence. And we get into the second round. I'd be pretty stunned if 9 don't force into it, and here it comes. Galil's out for Key and Kylar. Nade's favoured for Hades. He's on a good bet of utility. There's plenty of smokes here, and of course those are the most important on a map like Nuke. Let's see what calls they're going for here. They have got options with this many nades.
"30 seconds off the clock. A little bit of utility being thrown in for a bit of a response. Set up potentially the vent dive, but Krasnal wants to get ahead of it. Kylar's counting on it. Oh, Krasnal already. A little bit quicker on the trigger there, as they both wanted to play the smoke fade duel. That's a very nice early find for Monte. It was a big piece of the plan for 9. Clearly, they don't have any smokes. They've only got these flashbangs, so they're just going to sail them on in towards A, maybe for an upper hit, but they're not going. Get a kill outside, but still, they've wasted all of their utility.
Warrior was
for very
pushing?
little result. Okay, they get these shots. Now
This
Boros
is so ill-advised.
Uh-oh.
I guess Boros is looking for a response, but they had all the information. They knew exactly where they were. At least it's been recovered a little bit, but this is in massive jeopardy.
Hades collects the hot player. No one's in position to deny this. There's going to be one heaven, but that's it. And down for the count. This is now a very tough ask of Krasnal. Looks like maybe he wants to walk the smoke, but even then, he'll just find more smoke in front of him. Gonna have to play a ripper of a shot on the fade to try and bring this one back. This was looking at full control for Monte, and instead comes tumbling down. This is the flip side of the factor that we talked about, Alan, where there's going to be rounds that you lose that you had no business losing to Monte, where they pull out, multi-kill. The flip side is there's going to be 5v3s where they push both boundaries and lose both players, and suddenly the round's back on.
Why is Waro pushing before? You push when you know it's a ramp play or you know it's an inner hit. The only way that works is with a tremendous timing. And 9, at least on Nuke, maybe there would have been gaps on Anubis, but here they're too rigorous, they're too well trained, and they just handed the round over to their opponents. It was a 5-on-4. And it looks easy, honestly, in the end. The split is really nice. Well traded, good spacing. And economically, absolute catastrophe for the European mix.
Krasnal has a lot of responsibility outside right now. They're not testing him just yet. I think SDY's on the angle as well. Up from heaven, but SDY with just a deagle. Don't really fancy his chances here. I say just a deagle. Deagles for Monte tend to be pretty dynamic.
No outer smokes just yet. Some players on the roof of lobby. So maybe they're thinking about it. Molly is over. And they're going to start clearing. And as mentioned, Kraz now in towards Mini is the only real player in defense. They've chosen instead to load up ramp with 2. Boros at the back on the scout. Got Boros up close. But it leaves outside ever so vulnerable. There's a lot of real estate here that can be taken without too much resistance. That smoke shouldn't make a massive difference, but not ideal. There'll be no smoke on Mini now, so they have to take the fight.
Interesting one for sure. He not gonna get it, and Krasnal takes down 2. Definitely adjusted things, and that missmoke might cost them here. Trying to readjust, trying to separate that fight in towards Mini, but they're losing bodies in the meantime, and somehow this is just completely unraveled. 4 players surviving for Monte. Those are the kind of mistakes you cannot be making. If you leave a gap, this Monte side will punish.
I don't think it did actually change a great deal. Well, I guess the plan was to smoke Mini and then Hell and then fake a Hell wrap into an inner split. But they never forced a rotation. They ended up crunching into 4 players and they knew it. They knew there was never going to be a rotation, so... 9 need to clean up a bit of their mid-rounding. I think it was a bit obvious there that there were going to be no rotations.
It's a nice one for Minio. Might have some questions of this round. And that was looking tough. We're getting this outside control, but with no smokes down, they're going to leave themselves very open to the fight. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Best case scenario, and DemQQ trying to get back into the angle meets the rifle of K. They're continuing to fight. This is just super individual plays. They're all completely isolated, making individual moves. And I think there's probably a lower plant available, but Monte just doesn't know where to read the tea leaves. If they adjust Boros down in time, this could deny the plant, and there's no world where Goofy can get in position to help out Minio.
Yeah, Goofy, I thought he's clearing A, but he's come down. Absolutely committed to B now.
They split the defenders. Boros
The timing. The timing.
Oh, he's got one. Almost. Not quite able to stay alive, and he will finish off the kill on the next front. Now he's got the C4 down, and the slimmest of spots on Goofy leads to an immediate shot. Okay, Boros.
Still a tough pill. That was a 3-on-2 when they killed SDY in heaven. And couldn't convert, could not work out where the 2 remaining players were. Ultimately to their demise. This is going to be a heavy eco. Monte have emerged victorious from the Force by Wars. I need to make good of it now. Plenty of players alive. Just a couple deals in the mix. He and Minio. And those are skulking around out at the moment, looking for a fight.
Expecting much out of this round, and if they head for a squeaky drop, there are 2 rifles very well positioned. See this. Crossing out. Actually, DemQQ with the first, rather. Door shut in their face. Chances slim. They have been rebuffed. Okay, try another thing. Let's see how ramp looks. Because Minio has gotten his way all the way up. Oh my goodness, Minio. If you find this kill, this is a plant. Almost guaranteed. Takes his time to line up the D shot. The second one's a ripper, though. And now 2 guns are picked up. And this round, well, it's gotten frisky. They're going to beat them on the timing here in towards lower. And a face as well. Minio damage, but he can't find the 3rd kill. Making its way in. Kylar. The decon play could come through. Find a safe spot. Plant the bomb. He thought. Need to get this C4 down before time expires. It's finally allowed to them. Time ticking away now. Krasnal not getting the fight he was hoping for, but SDY somehow comes on top of that exchange. Hades, what do you got? Can't misplace a bullet here. No second recourse. Just have to win the duels. The straight up fights. He's got the right idea. Players coming from both sides. Oh, but he can't zero it in on SDY.
It's still brilliant damage. What an opportunity they were just presented. Fumbling a bit with the bomb plant. I mean, the smokes were down on double and decon and took so long to commit. Could have planted wide, actually. Could have planted really wide. Maybe that would have worked too. But they have done a lot of good here to keep the CT money absolutely on the brink. And of course, Monte has no loss bonus by virtue of winning quite a few in a row. So let's see what call we go in for here. Important round. Boros. Boros has gone for a glass cannon.
Don't see a lot of ops for Boros, do we? Give me your judge as a former coach of Boros. How should we feel about the Boros op?
Let's see how it plays out.
Oh, all right. On first brush, looks good. He's going to get a chance to reface, and now that they know the op's there, they don't want anything to do with it. So, okay, successful Boros op. We'll have to see if it winds up in a retake, but for the time being, that's what you were hoping for when you put an op stationed up in ramp.
No expectations for it to be there from 9. That's why they just dry peek. Maybe Boros had a read from how ramp had been contested in the past few rounds. Given the benefit of the doubt on that front. We're down to only one smoke remaining. It's going to go on mini. They have to commit to A now. This counter smoke is so annoying. Oh, pick your poison. You want to go through and utilize your smoke or try and play out a late round now. I don't think A is open for business anymore. They're still squaring up this way, but I feel like ramp might be their better chance. What do they have to isolate off mini?
They line up the molly here. Maybe they make Waro rotate, but you still got DemQQ to deal with. Fortunately for them, there is no one close to mini. There's a player who could come up the vent. This actually isn't a terrible setup for it to just be an A play. 20 seconds on the clock, though. They're waiting on the smoke fade. Here it comes. There's the molly. Now they're going to go out. It hasn't eliminated Waro's position, though. He's actually up in Mustang. That's even more powerful. Sets up the spray for DemQQ. This is working out to perfection. It really couldn't have gone much better for Monte.
No, and 9 just getting no value out of their early on utility. The counter smokes on Squeaky were just endlessly annoying. It's not coming together. It's not coming together. Another half buy to come. As Monte are making it work, Orp is back over to Warren. The Boros has showed that one, and it's so dynamic, the CD side at the moment. A lot of different looks. Super hard for 9 to read, and they just cannot find a gap for the life of them. Plenty of nades, though, on this half buy. Gonna go for the fast cross smokes. One on the molly there. Can't be blocked by the CT side. And they're accelerating behind this. There's actually no rotate just yet. Boros needs to get hot footing down here because Secret is open for business.
SDY's just caught, but he's actually dropped. Now this is getting real weird. They've got a rifle. The advantage is the molly goes out right before Minio dies, so it's a little bit of a sacrifice, but they potentially
Kylar's out on
A. Do they just go back? But now there's someone else there. DemQQ stuck around. Kylar just got down the vent. I think he spotted DemQQ right as he fades. It's down to a 3-on-3. They know DemQQ's out of position as well. They've been pulled every which way. That's a heck of a shot for K. Right on the smoke fade. Waro wanted the info, and it cost him his life. Oh, the dink. The dink. Krasnal. So very fortunate to be alive right now. And he's been softened up massively. This Deeg might as well be an op. So it's going to have to be DemQQ who makes the move. Speaking of ops, it's a nice adjustment from Krasnal. Goes back to it. Door closed. They're just going to play it on time. And why not? That's the one kit dropped. DemQQ has to get back around to it. He may have already lost this purely to the clock. He has to stick it. He doesn't have the kit. He doesn't have the kit. Alan, he's lost it. This one's over and done. Somehow, some way, a little bit of magic sneaks through for 9.
Yeah, I think... I mean, this is a whole round of like a systematic failure from Monte. The fast cross smokes land and nobody's on the move. They make the call too late to drop vent when it should have been the ramp player rotating, and they get completely punished. SDY had no idea players could be down that fast. And then in the late round, they're moving around way too much. They just need to commit and just play retake on one of the sides, but all that movement, lost so many opportunities. Spawn is good for Mini. He's trying to get down, but he can't, and that's the bomb as well. In some sense, it's good news the bomb made it down, but already 2 men to the lesser. It's not looking good.
That's a meaty shot. That's a meaty shot. Now it's just going to be Kylar in a 1v5. The round where they potentially had a chance to really crack this CT side open. It's been anything but. Crack showing instead for 9. Kyler wants to take the initiative, but SDY is just holding this. He's so ready for it, so prepared. Knew that you'd have to try and take the initiative some way. And that's a recovery. That's just what the doctor ordered for this Monte CT side.
Absolutely. 4 AKs for them now. And that was a mixed bag buy coming into this round. There's no kit even, as we can see here at the end. Oh, I wonder what the idea was behind multiple players trying to get down the vent. Did they think Monte had bad nades? Did they misread the money? It's a very ambitious call. One player down the vent is fine, but every time you add another player, the risk of catching a stray bullet, the risk of a nade slowing you down, a risk of making a mistake, a flashbang in your face, it just goes through the roof astronomically. It's why you don't see a mass vent dive anymore these days.
Nine still have enough money to maybe get this one back on track, but it's just starting to be reminiscent of Anubis, right? Monte building up a big and monolithic lead. 9 in a position where it's starting to look less and less probable that they're able to bring it back. Still plenty of time to play, but I think this round's going to be telling. And it feels like if you're 9, every time they start to shift the direction, the counter nade comes out. Monte is... This isn't really what we expect from Monte necessarily, but it's been about the utility, right? The individual plays have been there, but the timing on the utility from this defense, it's been pretty impeccable, and they're fighting their demons. They're avoiding just giving unnecessary fights at awkward times. Playing this well. Krasnal, he picks the perfect time for that peek. Collects, gains the space, takes the ground. Now he's got the aggro angle. BOROS deleted, though. This asks a question. Now the B side is open. A chance for the plant, and BOROS not coming along for the retake. Here we go. We got a chance.
2 lurkers.
They're going back up. They're going back up. They're changing this. There's still the player in towards lobby. That's a bit of a panic now. Maybe an opportunity missed, a window lost, but Krasnal's not expecting the mini play, and SDY, he can't really do much about this. Somehow they give him the prime opportunity. DemQQ, what do you got for us? The gun model blocks it. The gun model blocks it, Alan. Allows him up the vent, and there's the finisher. DemQQ pulling it back, dragging this round back in the favor of Monte.
Close, but no cigar. They go up the ladder there in heaven because they just don't have the time to take a safer way in, or to clear it with one player on the catwalk and one coming up the ladder or something. Or they didn't have any options. That was a wild round for 9. Absolutely wild, and they just haven't pushed this defense around nearly as much as they wanted to. They tried to do a lot with the outer smokes and trying to force a weaker A bomb site or bring ramp into play, and it really hasn't transpired so much. Maybe they need to rethink this out of control. Maybe they just need to go with the nades down lower. There's only ever one in defense. Can probably trade him out. I don't know. But they have to get back on the same page. This is their map pick. This is their map pick. They're still in a good spot in this series. They've got this pick, and they're, in two maps time, it's going to be their pick on Overpass to end the series. So in that sense, they're still in a good place. But lose this map, and suddenly you're going on to Ancient, which is more of a home turf for Monte than 9. Gotta recover this T side. Has not been good enough so far.
Krasnal's had a really good game. 8-3, but it's the impact that really matters, right? They've done a great job of playing a squeaky door fight. getting openers, getting the advantage. He's giving different looks here all the time as well, taking the space that's afforded to him and capitalizing. This round, though, tries to chase the vent dive. Kylo gets down, and Kylo punishes, and they find the outside play. Okay, this has to be a win. This has to be a win. You've got a 5-on-3. You've just got Waro down here towards lower. You've got the positioning. Everything is working in their favor. Just play it straightforward. Go for the raw B take, and this should be fine. Molotovs even to section out the ramp. They're starting to toss those, and that means Waro shouldn't be able to have much impact here. Both sides are mollied. It's a guaranteed bomb plant. This is pure comfort. Has to be a ripcord pull from Monte, and you can see they're posturing for the save.
No choice here. Money was on the brink. Monster entries, and they kept it much simpler this round. Pays massive dividends. Important one for 9 just to stabilize a tad. With these saves, the buy will be just fine in the next for Monte, because Moro can drop one, DemQQ the other. And we plow on to get into the mid stages of Nuke here. Those that weren't around. The first map win in essence for 9 was their default win by virtue of the upper bracket. That removes the 5th map of the series that would have been Inferno. Second map in the series, but first map played for us today, that was Anubis. Had their chances, did 9, but lack of experience on the map kind of doomed them in the late round scenarios. That's how we found ourselves on Nuke here. We had 1 apiece for these teams.
This is where the money runs out for Monte, too. Save and last gives them a very good situation here. This is where the cash flow potentially ends. So an important round for 9. The crack through here, we've got a good T side. Got a chance, at least. No sure things, Alan. No sure things. I should have learned that by now. But a chance, at least. A good one.
Improved. Especially they can break this cash. Cross smokes are down. Volley on towards secrets. Reaction, though, is SDY is already down lower. He's creeping his way up. Is he going to seek out a duel? We need a flashbang here. Warrior's lining one up. Here it comes.
He's forward.
Flash is over, but it's way too deep. Way too deep. Ineffective, and he gets traded.
Expecting the player up top. Wasn't expecting him to go forward if he was on the steps. Waro now swings it into the advantage of Monte, and Krasnal's on the spot. Could catch Hades here. Gets confirmation that Hades is present, and Hades is isolated. So if Krasnal plays this patiently, he might just get a freebie. Not quite the dink hit, but the AK comes out on top now. We got a little
Bomb's still stuck red. Bomb is still
one.
stuck red. That's a big kill.
And at this point, Monte don't know which way to read it. I mean, you'd expect a mini-wrap almost off of that kill, but because of the positioning that Hades has taken, they are going to head towards lower. And Waro is low. He can't really contest. The Molotov in means that vent drop can't come through. DemQQ's a little bit stuck. Do they even attempt this, Alan?
They've won plenty of retakes in this series so far, but I think, yeah, given Waro's posturing into a CT spawn, answer to that question is no. Been a brutal affair these last few rounds. Grinding it out now at 9. But it's working. It's working, and now they're going to get another opportunity in the following round where the money is absolutely gone for Monte. There'll be nothing in reserve should they invest behind this, and I think they probably should because they have no loss bonus. This half can still come good for 9, even after a rough start.
They created that opportunity for themselves. At the very least, they've shown some resilience. Do it? Do they do it? Do they do it on Monte? Oh. No, I don't think so. But even so, Alan, there's something in the back of my head that says this isn't a sure thing. You got to be so careful about Waro. He hasn't quite been the monster he was on Anubis, but he's still dangerous.
I can't recall a clean round for 9 in this series. Every round seemingly has its holes. Could go close. Some early nadage onto A. Are they going to pop? Minio was getting ready to free smoke hut. What's the move?
DemQQ can catch the reload. He's got it. He's got it. That was so awkward for Minio. Had no idea the rifle was just on the other side. And the damage has gone back the other way. That's a massive coup for Monte early, and they seem like they're just going to crunch lobby.
The ramp players are. These guys are thinking about reboosting into Mustang.
Hades down. 2 players out. Now they'll catch one. But do they expect the player up top? No, certainly not. BOROS capitalizes, and now Kylar, he'll be distracted. Setting up the player outside hut. No, it doesn't go around. Cancels that, at least for the moment. But still, it's a 2v4. This is dire, and he didn't see BOROS go down. He still thinks the player's heaven. He's still wary of the rafters. BOROS jump spotting, all just to try and bait in towards Krasnal. He's waiting, wondering how long he has to wait, and he's not looked left. He's out. Now he knows. Now he knows. Capitalizes. Bomb down. Round over. Never count Monte out of a round. Nothing is a sure thing.
You can never drop your guard versus this team. Minio makes... I mean, it's hard to even call it a mistake. He's just reloading and gets peeked. He never sees that coming. Instant reaction with the ramp push. Oh. Thank God they had some money in reserve, but... I mean, reflecting on the series so far, every unlikely round win has been Monte's. 9 haven't won any of them. They only lose them.
Ooh, all right, Hades. Make this yours. Here are the swings. Here's the flip side of the Monte effect. They just want to fight outside, and Monte not going to come out the better of these duels. DemQQ, last player, known his position, known his health gone. They can just circumvent him, but it seems like they want to try and keep him pinned in. They want to find this kill. They know the money's still brittle on the Monte side. Want to chip away. Oh, DemQQ. Oh my God, the timing, DemQQ. Almost catches the bomb. Goofy's out of there. Sticking around, actually. Waiting for the chase. That's not going to happen. Need to get that bomb planted. Hades is providing Overwatch now. But this turns from a situation where DemQQ's trying to hide one rifle to very much still in doubt.
They might not expect him to come down, Ben, given they're holding it for so long.
Hades, do you check? Hades, do you check? Godbrail giving it away, but Hades! A no-scope! Salvation! 4 kills, and the Lord of the Underworld keeps 9 fighting.
And they've done it. It's round 14 in the half, and they finally put this cash into a horrid position. 4 spies in. There are some rifles, but...
It's doable.
Actually, it's been a little bit better than I anticipated. I didn't think there'd be an AWP in play, but Warrior manages to muster one in the end. I don't think they'll be over-facing Hades like they did in the previous. Nine are having a way of staying in this half, despite losing some howlers along the way. BOROS is taking space. There's nobody in the lobby to spot him, and he can convey over all this information. It's a fast secret play from the T side, and SDY needs to hold firm.
They're so ready for this now. Smoke goes up, preemptive, even breaks the vent. BOROS has a player. He's just shadowing him. Gun to the back of the head, and he'll make sure that Kylar isn't getting away. Trialing him like a 1920s detective. Sergeant BOROS on the case. Now what do? You know you could be fully pushed flank. You know there could be BOROS waiting behind. Goofy's paranoid of it. The player's still in garage. They've got great sightlines here. The boost up. Almost gets checked. Bit of a nade exchange here, but 9 are just trying to find something, anything to give them a path forward. And BOROS, he's going to deny. He's gotten up on top of the silo now. He's everywhere. He is the demon that haunts their every step, the ghost that they just can't get away from. If they go up vent, that's actually a pretty clear path. But it's such a risk, and it's not one they're willing to take.
I don't know what would ever incentivize them. This crossfire on A looks, on B, sorry, looks really good. Hades has to find immediate trades, and now there's 3 in defense. Legs are spotted.
So spotted.
This is a nightmare. Bomb is down. Hades is an awkward angle, and how he finds the kill. But it's not enough. 9 rounds for Monte.
What a
pretty
round.
crazy
What
half.
a BOROS round.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this one is it's just a full push from BOROS. He pushes, he secures lobby, he even takes it a step further, he gets that kill outside, he gets on top of the silo, he gets another kill, then he's down into the site defense. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. There is no inch of territory that you can take for granted. There is no moment in a round where you can feel comfortable. There is no buy against which you are not under threat.
Last of the half, so it has to be an investment. And the money isn't there for 9, just the half. Plenty of utility, though. Maybe they got a set call in mind. There are only 2 smokes, unless there's a third on the ground. So your traditional cross smokes are not going to be an option. What's the call, lads? Double digits for Monte would be absolutely supreme. Absolutely brilliant for them. And it's not a good start. I guess they wanted to mini-split. That option is off the cards now.
Got the smoke, baby. BOROS just feasting here. Running out of bullets will allow Hades at least a chance to do something. I mean, despite a deep shot landing, it's not a kill, and it's certainly not the round. We're headed to the half.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
All right, we're back in. 9 somehow pull 5 rounds out of that, but every time it felt like they might streak ahead. They might make a real contest of it. Monte were right there to kick them back down. Now,
there is not a single nade in this pistol round.
All right. Let's let the fireworks go. A take with no nades. That's always a fun one. And that's exactly why you might want a molly. Okay, SDY getting a little something here, but it's just a stinger on the end, and they are down for the count.
What a bizarre pistol. Neither team buys nades. It's not, I mean, CT side is super common to get a kit and then drop a Julies or something. They had no way of isolating the fights. There wasn't anybody in mini, but Monte was still scared of it, and he had to dedicate attention. And no bomb plant, no buy, full eco now. CT's kept it so clean that they could just upgrade head armor on a couple of these players and go straight to the M4s. They really are due a round like this where they just keep 4 or 5 alive. That has not been the case often in this series for 9.
No, it is not. As long as there's a Deeg on the other side, I'm not sure this will be it. But that Deeg is dropped, so starting to feel a bit more comfortable. The MP9s can chase. Damage done. Not much health remaining. And chewed through. All right. Order restored, perhaps, in the second half. It's looking like a good start to it. DemQQ. Maybe trying to do his best parkour impression, escaping across the rooftops. Wasn't there a movie like that where it was like a parkour crime movie? Heist movie, maybe?
I think I need more information.
Googling parkour heist movie. They
was
missed
that
him.
the central plot?
Ooh, oh, finally gets spotted. They're just dancing around here.
Was the parkour central to the whole film?
I don't remember. I think it's a French movie, I want to say.
Oh, do you mean the illegal one? Where it's real life.
Maybe. All right, so apparently there's a few... Googling parkour crime movie has given me a few options. There's something called Tracers with the werewolf from Twilight. There's a movie called Run. There's District 13 Ultimatum. Don't know what that is. Brick Mansions. And, okay, District 13, apparently there was a first one and then there was a sequel. So apparently this is a genre.
Well, I'll have to check it out later. Outer smokes went down. That's why Keys dropped into the vent. So A is... Oh my lord. A is unbelievably exposed. It's just Kylar, and he's out towards Mini. Looks like...
Has to be a read, right?
Yeah, I mean, Monte... They're redoing outer smokes now. Key gets 1. I really hope he gets the information over because Squeaky is unbelievably exposed right now.
They don't have a smoke from Mini. That's the one big problem. Flashbang is all they're going to have. So Kylar, he peppers down the next, and they might not be expecting this to be vacant, but peeking while you're reloading, that's not going to work out. And now we've got a site lost. A bomb down, and if you'll remember from Anubis, post plants were not exactly Nine's friends. He's trying to swing in. He's made a lot of noise on this. Wardle will know, but I think they might be aware of each other's position. I think Minio might need to be the first swing here, but Key is just setting up a smoke. He's on the roof. He's so out of position. He was wary of lobby control. That's what it was. Wanted a different route into this.
Time.
And Krasnov does hold this, but yeah, time is becoming a massive issue. They do have the kits, but they need to get on it now. That's just going to have to be a stick. Does he have it on the timing? Can't pull off of this. Waro should be able to shut this down, and indeed he does.
Am I missing something here? Why are we going so slow? Why are we going so slow? Why is Kylar peaked? When he could have tucked himself in the corner and Hades could have held? There's a lot of bizarre decisions here, and I wonder if they're getting a little bit flustered. 9 looks a lot cleaner in the other games we've covered. And this is such an important moment. Such an important round. Neither team has anything in reserve. This is 9's map pick. If they lose this, they'll be going on to their opponent's second pick in Ancient in the following. after coming into the series with the default map win. Losing 2 on the trot would be harrowing. When the buy isn't perfect either, is it? No kits. Nades are a tad lacking. At least Hades is the AWP, and he's been their biggest weapon by far on Nuke. And maybe they need a big round from him to stem the bleeding here on the CD side.
Might be that moment. Full star power coming through. 80s and Key, the ones getting a lot of firepower contribution. That's the team lagging behind quite a bit. What do you got, Hades? Man, who wanted to elevate this team. Let's go Goofy and no, not Goofy. Who is this? Minio? Minio in support. So rifle close at hand as well. Monte, they're expecting some sort of a response, right? Because they hold for the lobby crunch early on. They hold for the aggression. Now they're going to take some space outside. Smoke's going to be down. Limit the viewpoint. But up on the blue box, Key might have a window onto this. Oh, this is cheeky. He's got one. Oh, sticks around a bit too long and catches the bullets back the other way. So a fine exchange for Monte. Kyla looks like he wants to make a dynamic play here to try and bring this back. He's playing in the smoke for the fade. There's a gap here, and he's got the kill.
BOROS in garage. Kylar's trapped. He can't really fall. It's a bit of a jiggle. Did Krasnov spot him? Flash is there. Boro peeks through. Surely going to win this fight, and there it is. 3 on 3 now, but 9 have good information. They know the outer has been given over. Do they know War is this far up? Neither knows. Oh, spotting each other. Minio, you should not repeat this.
Serves himself up on a silver platter. Just trying to fight it, trying to catch him off guard, and now lower is ripe for the taking. They don't have this confirmed, I don't believe, but they're absolutely correct. With Woro controlling the rotate, he's going to be able to drop one more. Hades is so out of position, he's not even going to attempt this. The round is lost, 12 on the board.
This is economic disaster. Monte are now in the driver's seat. And 9 cannot catch a break. They cannot catch a break. Key gets 1. Yes, he gets traded up on blue, but he spots more players. He can call it's definitely an out of default. Ramp reaction comes in. They get that space. And from there, the macro is pretty favorable to 9, and they cannot convert. Cannot convert. How many times we said that during the series? They're finding so... I mean, if I told you from the outset, right? One of the teams in this series is going to have a lot of rounds within good positions. They're in strong after-palm positions. They're getting man advantages. They're in a good macro spot. And they can't convert. They're making mistakes. Communication errors. You would never think it's 9 and not Monte making them.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But that's kind of the trouble with dealing with Monte, right? Is even when you're in those advantage situations, you have to be so dialed in the whole round, because if the concentration lapses for a moment, if you allow any sort of space to get back in, it just takes one. It just takes one player from Monte find an explosive moment. And all right, Hades, that's some explosion. That's the way to start a limited round. He's just gonna press forward, making this op sing. He's got the bomb as well. If Kylar pushes out, Hunt's gonna have a lot of control here. BOROS, position known, he's a little isolated. They've given up a ton of outside space, but they don't have to contest this. Hades wants to.
They're going to get the bomb.
Back in a minute. This is wild. But the bomb's given over, but it's just Kylar.
Is it on the roof? No, he's got it. But he's got a taser.
He'd like that rifle.
He's too scared. He could actually peek now and get a gun, but...
He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. When they know that rifle's not there, though, they'll know he's gone through. They've got a minute to recover this bomb. He doesn't have armor, but he has the roof. He can go up.
Sun Tzu always take the higher ground.
Might be back to a little bit of the parkour heist movies. 45 seconds. They're just now starting to group to try and get this back. And he's just got a Galil. So the question is, against 3 relatively healthy opponents with a Galil, how fast can you chew through them? Even if you win the fight. Lost the first, but there it is. BOROS recovers the next.
Yeah, I guess a little bit scary. But this buy isn't great for 9. Buy is not great for 9. Hades doing so much work, but he's just losing his teammates ever so quickly. Ooh, this buy is going to be borderline. Pauses in as I guess having a quick talk about his honest one to Saka, going to FAMAS for nades and a kit here. Could be a decent option, to be honest, couldn't it? Nine have not had their way at all in this map. They've had some promising rounds. They've been in some good positions, but yet again, this seems to be the tale of this series. Monte just about edging ahead. Still, though, there's chances here for 9. They've kept this money so honest. But we can't keep seeking out these moral victories and potential to win rounds. They've got to get it done at some point.
BOROS looking like he wants to threaten the hut. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Of course he is, and it's going to work. Finds the gap, finds the timing. While Goofy reloads and then punishes him as he tries to retake the angle. BOROS, man, he is just a weapon. Unsheath that sword and send it towards sight. Wild how many rounds he gains an advantage for the team.
Cross smokes are in. Okay, they've done the L smokes without a garage smoke, so Key can call that. At least if he goes for a wider peek, then nobody is around. I don't think Kyla should be that suspicious of players down Seeker, but all the time they spend seeking out this information, trying to work out outer is not the port of call. It leaves Hades unbelievably exposed. He's absolutely alone.
Kylar, that's a big kill to find. Now Hades, he hasn't checked just yet. Oh, no impact for Hades. Down for the count. Damage onto Kylar as well. They're so wounded. And the economy is so brittle, Alan, that this is too much to ask. They have no nades, no kit, no chance. It's 14 on for Monte.
Kind of helps them not having the garage smoke there. Pulls 2 players. 9 are in the midst of clearing and getting that information back when the hit comes in. Ooh. Day late and $1 short. 14 for Monte on their opponent's map pick. 9 are starting to crumble. 9 are starting to crumble. We heard it from Kylar yesterday. There's some sort of, I don't want to use the word mental block, but there's definitely a mismatch here. There's definitely an aspect where we look at it on paper and we say 9. They've got a good lineup. Key and Hades are strong players. It's not like the others are weak either. They've got a decent map pool. They've got good strategies. They've got good fundamentals. But when it comes to playing Monte, this international mix just pushes all the wrong buttons. And that 9 starts to dwindle.
We are 2 rounds and 1 map away from sending Monte into the Pro League. 2 rounds, 1 map. I'm not sure 9 have the wherewithal to deny them. Space taken towards the red box. Hades has been trying to take the initiative in so many of these rounds, right? He has been trying to do so much to give an advantage, but even when he finds it, he can't hang on for long, and he won't get the contact he was hoping for. Instead, it goes ramp. BOROS just deletes the presence. They've got lower already. BOROS has chewed up all of this scenery, and he's going to find himself another. Capitalizing on the vent damage. The bomb is down. This round's over. 9 are going to have to try and play for overtime. And that's just BOROS. BOROS won them the round.
So ill-advised to be playing a wide off angle against a player like BOROS. Some consolation frags, perhaps. Trade is there, though, and every gun that's whittled away is worth its weight in gold. Monte could throw all the numbers. And getting rid of Key now, if they so desire. 8 chances. 8 chances to go a map to a good. And they picked into Ancient. That's going to follow this one. Oh. 9 don't know what hit them. They don't know what hit them whatsoever in this series. They had chances on Ancient. Oh no, on Anubis, sorry. But here on Nuke, outside of a small stretch in the first half, they have not looked compelling here. They have looked much the lesser of their adversaries. And soon it's going to be all she wrote.
Feeling that way. Feeling inevitable at this point. The momentum behind Monte just too much. This boulder is rolling downhill, and 9 ain't got the wherewithal to stop it. K already down. And outside a duel, and BOROS just will not miss. 2 highest performers, they're dead. Everybody going the way of the Dodo. They've finally taken 1 casualty back, but Krasnal has to pull off a 1v4. We're only 30 seconds into the round, and everybody is gone. Kylar maybe has some positioning. They might not expect him to be up secret in this way. But now that he's been spotted, now they know. Now they know. They could just go plant the bomb, but instead they want to fight. So, indeed, they will. And Woro, he will not miss. A domineering round from Monte to seal the deal on Nuke. It's fitting because that was the whole map. That was Nine's map pick reminder, folks. That was their chance to make this a real series, and they just got completely outclassed.
I mean, keep in mind, had this been